So, my friends, welcome to Monday. I was doing the math actually, and it is amazing to me how many Mondays we have left in 2023. So, here's the deal. Hi, I'm Queenie. Doc will be here in a second. She's having technical difficulties making her computer talk, which is like, oh, yikes. But the good news is, honestly, we have today, next Monday, and then we're off, of course, for Christmas. Can you believe it's 2 weeks from today? And then the following Monday, we'll be back on January 1st for Happy New Year. So thank you again for joining us every single Monday at high noon. Doc loves when I do that. So the rest of the story is OMG. So once again, thank you for joining us every single Monday. We definitely appreciate that. Hopefully by now you've heard that we do have Doc and Queenie classes, and that has been so well received. Oh my gosh. Doc, of course, did the first debut in November, and it's on the fourth Wednesday of every month at high noon Central Time, which is super awesome. Hey there, Deb. And the best news of all, December 27th is the next fourth Wednesday, also at high noon. And the rest of that story will be, we're super duper excited because I actually get to help folks. Hey, Lynn, welcome. We're glad you could join us. I actually get to help folks with how to start a YouTube channel and some of the tips and tricks that I have learned. So if you haven't heard of Doc and Queenie classes yet, mark your calendar for the fourth Wednesday, high noon Central Time. And we would definitely love to have you join us live, but we will certainly have those classes on our YouTube channels and certainly on our Doc and Queenie Facebook page. All right, Doc, let's see if your computer is talking nicely now. Test. Let's hear it. Doc. Oh my gosh, you can't hear me and we can't hear you. Oh my goodness, you're going to have to come in on your phone. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I know that you've been working so hard. And the good news is when you use your computer and use your computer and use your computer, especially in Doc's case, there's probably a very good chance that you absolutely wear it out. And I think that's possibly the problem. So once again, thank you for joining us, Lynn. We're super glad that you could join us. Debbie is all the time here, Debbie Dub, as we call her, which I love. So please consider, if you haven't already, attending the classes. The rest of the story is every single Monday when we're right here, we get to talk about the National Day of. When Doc hops back on, she'll be able to do that with the calendar. We also have Words Have Meaning, which is super awesome. And the other thing that we do is different topics that we discuss. So if you have topics that you're interested in learning more about for 2024, which I can't believe is almost here, that will be leap year. So if you haven't heard of leap year yet, we are getting closer and closer and closer to that. So it's super fun. And we definitely love being able to have you join us every single week. And I love that. And I mentioned before, we will be taking Christmas Day off. Traveling possibly back and forth, family, things like that. So we know that a lot of people will be too busy probably to even be on here anyway. So we are taking December 25th, the day actually off. All right, my friends, welcome again. This is all about you, and that's the part that we love. We thank you for your support of the Doc and Queenie community. It's been a very fast year. I did want to invite everyone on here and whether you're watching live or on the replay, to a couple posting parties that are coming up. If you haven't been to a posting party yet, they are super duper fun and opportunities for many of us to learn and certainly increase our traffic and exposure on LinkedIn specifically. Some people do it on Facebook, which is great. I don't have a LinkedIn account, so I want to put my Facebook link in. Absolutely feel free. But what I have found is LinkedIn is a potentially, and it could be underutilized platform so far. And we're super excited to be able to offer posting parties. So this coming Friday, December 15th at 6 o'clock Central Time, we're actually having another posting party. So if you do want the link, just send us a message and we'll be able to send it to you because it's free, certainly. You can register and it's the coolest thing in the whole world. Look who's here, Miss High Noon herself. Hey, Doc, let's hear it. Can you talk? Oh my gosh, still no. Oh my goodness. We are super. Yes, I would love for you to get on your phone. Thank you. Sounds like charades. We can actually do that. And speaking of charades, welcome back, Karen. It's so glad to have you on here with us. And hi to you. One of the things that is the funniest deal for me, I got a message the other day from YouTube. And I always have to check because you got to make sure before you click on a button that it really is legit. I got a message from YouTube, like Mr. and Mrs. YouTube, whoever that is. And it said, congratulations, one of your shorts hit 100 views. So the good news is Doc's shorts usually get in the gazillions of views. So I understand that. And mine was actually about Christmas charades. So that's what made me think about it when she was doing the let me call in on my phone. So that's what made me think of the charades thing. So I got 100 views on one short, which is kind of amazing. But the good news is my YouTube subscriber list is getting larger, mostly organically, by the way. I have not had to beg people, other than those of you who shall remain nameless when we were first starting. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And so I do appreciate that. But now it really is happening organically, and the views are growing. I think I was close to 16,000 before, which is pretty interesting. But anyway, the good news is, honestly, we're going to talk about YouTube channels at the end of this month. So if you have not yet, just get on Doc and Queenie, December 27th, Wednesday at high noon Central Time. And that way we will be doing the YouTube training live. So if you don't have a channel yet, hang on a second. I don't do videos. I don't like this. I don't like that. I promise I understand all of those challenges, but I have found that it is, first of all, an easy medium from a standpoint, push a button, I promise it works. But the second part is you're actually reaching lots more people. And that's the part that I love as well. So I've got several meetings scheduled for this week. As a matter of fact, lots of folks are winding down for the holidays. If that's you, then there are a few networking events remaining for this week, of course. But then the next couple weeks, some people are still doing LinkedIn, Alignable, different groups are still having events during the next couple weeks. So if you do have withdrawal from your favorite networking group, this is the perfect time, honestly, to be able to find more and more places. So it's really, really, really awesome when we're able to do those kind of things. So that's why I wanted to let you know here that we have a few more weeks left in the year. And guess what? If you haven't heard yet, 2024 is leap year. So I already have an event scheduled for Leap Day, which is pretty awesome. So it'll be a posting party, and I'm super excited about that. So if you haven't heard yet, it is Leap Year coming up. So what will you schedule for Leap Day? Nope, Doc still didn't get connected. So here's the deal. I just did some math quickly. Welcome, Lisa. Super glad that you could join us. So here's the deal. Leap year, all right. There's 365 days in a regular year, 366 days for leap year because we get February 29th. I always thought it would be cool to have your birthday on February 29th. Of course, the people that have it on February 29th wish they didn't, but I think it's cool. 8,784 hours. Okay, so obviously we get a new 24, and now we have 527,000 minutes in leap year. So I was just doing the math on that because I thought, 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour. By doing the math on all that stuff, I thought it would be super fun to be able to have an extra day, literally an extra day in our lives. So I love that with all my heart. I just think it's cool. So if you haven't heard yet, 2024 is leap year. So happy New Year early. 3 weeks from today. Once again, I can't imagine doing the math, but I am a calendar girl for sure, trying to schedule all these meetings. I just scheduled another posting party for March, actually, and I'm super excited. But I always tell people the calendar fills up super fast, and especially I already know as soon as January 1st hits, it's going to fill up even faster. So I already scheduled a posting party, several, but then the last one is March 5th, I believe. So if you do want a posting party for your team, your group, your organization, anybody that you're training that wants a little bit of additional motivation, so to speak, on LinkedIn, I am happy to help. All right, my friends, once again, thank you for joining us. Hopefully, we would love, and I mean this with all my heart, if you would love a big a Merry Christmas message, please go ahead and feel free to put that in Doc and Queenie community page. We have left that wide open so anybody can post. Oh, by the way, that brings me up another point. People find our community unbelievable, but they find our community. So all of a sudden we check the page as often as possible, but all of a sudden people are inappropriate, typical. And so we have to go in and obviously delete the post because it's horrible. Well, we do the best we can as far as timing, but don't hesitate to send us a text, check the page, check the page, check the page, because even though we check it as often as possible and block as much of that as we can, things still get through. So please feel free. We wanted the page open so all of you guys could certainly post, chat with each other, certainly. And in this particular case, go ahead and put a Christmas message in there if you'd like. But the bigger issue is, like I say, if you ever see something inappropriate, we really don't mean for it to be like that, but we just haven't checked the page. So we do our best to check it as often as possible. But again, some things do actually slide through, which is just awful. So anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, happy whatever you celebrate. But these 2 weeks are certainly going to go fast. And then, of course, 3 weeks before we get to be ready to say Happy New Year. So we will be here next week, honestly. And so we're very excited about that. All right. Once again, thank you for joining us. We are very excited to be here. If you have noticed, and I would love to do a show and tell for this, but I don't want to do it with Doc not on the call. If you have noticed, honestly, I would love if you would go to Doc's YouTube channel. It's Kitchen Garden Expert, as we talked about before, but please take a look at that page. And the reason I say that is, if you have noticed recently, Doc has gotten not only many more views, but lots more traffic. And the reason I mention that is when your efforts are so concerted, like all the videos that she does for her gardening, please take a look at that page. And most of the time, obviously, when we learn something, we want to share it with you guys, of course. But the bigger issue is, as soon as you see a new video pop up with Doc that Doc has done, or certainly a new short on some of her gardening and some of the things that she does, literally even in the winter, if you can imagine, please like it. That's number one, because that ranks her higher, of course, as far as the traffic and the algorithm, even on YouTube. And the rest of that story is, then if you comment, she has left her channel open, which I now have for mine also because of this reason, because otherwise you block it and it's kid friendly. And then if you do kid friendly, you can't have comments. And I had mine kid friendly forever, but now I undid that because people were saying, I tried to comment on your post or your video or whatever it was, and I couldn't. Well, when you do kid friendly, you can't have comments because obviously it's public, so people could do anything. And so in order to maintain the kid-friendly part, you can't have outside people commenting. Well, once again, YouTube alerts you, you just got to comment on this video. Well, now I can check it quickly to make sure it's appropriate, because you can obviously delete them. But the bigger issue for Doc's videos, please comment. Okay, that's the coolest thing. I didn't know what a wasabi radish was. I had no idea that you could still grow kale in the winter. I didn't know what is it called? Malibu? No, that's not right. Malabar. There we go. I remember, Doc. Malabar spinach is very hardy spinach, by the way. And so what is the garlic doing right now? Anytime Doc posts a video like that, and all of a sudden you are liking it, that's the first thing, and sharing it, oh my gosh, if you choose to do that, that would be amazing. But as soon as you share the video, like the video, and especially comment on the video, that continues to rank her higher. So her subscribers are huge, but her views are unbelievable, like literally in the thousands, big time thousands. And then of course, the amount of traffic that she's getting has been phenomenal. So please, please, please. I mean, I'm talking thousands of views on one short. So if you have not utilized YouTube yet, we would definitely love to have you join us on December 27th. If you have events coming up, okay, like events in your network, where do you put those? Where do you put those? And a lot of people say, oh, I do a LinkedIn events page. Fantastic. If you make a LinkedIn events page for your event, first of all, it gives you more traction for the people on LinkedIn, yes. But second of all, LinkedIn pushes it out for you. I'm going to say that again. LinkedIn pushes it out for you. Same thing with Facebook. If all of a sudden you do a Facebook events page, and the next thing you know, you are literally going to events, you're going to find out events and what's coming up next. You can check event pages that way. So I'm just begging you, you can put that on the community section of your YouTube channel. So that's the rest of the story. But the best news for me is I've gotten people that I did not know yet. And I always say, certainly with my water business, but definitely for my posting parties, I haven't gotten to meet you yet. Have I? Have we met in some of these larger networks? And they would say, no, I found this on the internet. And so I'm like, hallelujah. So please make an event page. Now, I instantly heard you say, I don't know how to make an event page on LinkedIn yet. And thanks to Karen Higgins, here's my fantastic card. Yet is my word for 2024, which I absolutely love, but I say it all the time. I don't know how to do a LinkedIn event page yet. I haven't done a Facebook event page yet. Whatever that looks like yet, I haven't been able to do that. So please consider, if you haven't already, there's so many different facets that we're going to talk about on YouTube, and the community section is one of those. And you take your LinkedIn event for whatever your event is coming up and put that in the community section of your YouTube channel. I'm telling you what, YouTube loves that kind of stuff. And so now you go to a lot of people's pages and they don't have a community section set up yet. It's automatically there, but as soon as you open it up, it'll say nothing entered. And I'm always like, oh my gosh. And so when people have their community section on their YouTube channel empty, it just tells people that you don't have anything coming up yet. So please consider, if you haven't already, joining us for Doc and Queenie classes. We love having more and more friends join us, especially if they don't know what that, you're the sweetest, especially if you don't know what that means yet. Karen Higgins is one of our original supporters of the Doc and Queenie community, and Karen is happy to make intention cards. So please know, once again, this is like the coolest thing ever. And I have a screen made for my Zoom calls when people say, do you have a word of intention? And I go, yes, I do. So not only do I get to show you the actual card that Karen sends actually in the mail, which is fun to get mail. The rest of the story is now I get to put that on my Zoom background. So that way, when people say, what is your word of the year? I get to show them this way, but I also get to show them definitely on my Zoom background. So just send Karen a message. Karen Hagen, she's part of our Doc and Queenie community. She's actually part of our Fab Five. So if you've seen these fabulous little bunnies and chickies and snowmen and all kinds of little people running around on our Doc and Queenie page, Karen is one of the original Fab Five that we have. So it's always fun. So just send Karen a message. My word of intention for 2024 is, next thing you know, you get a magic message in your mailbox. All right, my friends, once again, thank you for joining us today on Doc and Queenie Facebook Live every single Monday at, hi, Nan. Doc is having massive computer problems, and then her phone wouldn't even let her in on StreamYard. Let's see if this one worked. Here's a different computer. Let's see what happens. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Let's hear. Oh my gosh, still can't hear you. That is absolutely impossible. At least we get to see your fabulous Doc face. I was telling everybody about the cool thing that's been happening for you on YouTube, and I love that so much, 1,000,000%. So that has been awesome. And definitely to wish everyone a happy holiday for sure. We'll be here one more week, so don't give up on us yet. The December 18th, is that the right one? Yep. December 18th will be our final Doc and Queenie of 2023, except for our Doc and Queenie class. I can't believe how fast the time is going. And hopefully Doc is going to do a lot of videos with the cool stuff that she has on I can't believe we can't hear you. That just kills me. On all the cool things that Doc has going on our YouTube channel. So once again, Kitchen Garden Expert, and definitely kitchengardenexpert.com. And we are super duper excited about that. All right, we will save the question of the day, the national day of, but I do want to take a look at words just to see if there's any possible way one of these words would come up that Doc could give us a little bit of charades with. So let's see, our Doc and Queenie words have meaning. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And the next thing you know, boom, Doc and Queenie words have meaning. Oh my gosh, this is such a big one. Integrity. Integrity. And I'm telling you the truth, my friend, it's phenomenal when we talk about these words, and I mean that with all my heart. The integrity piece, when Doc and I came up with these in the first place, it was one of those things that when we were going through all the words and the different things that we could talk about from a community standpoint, very important. Yes, it is. Thank you very much for that. This, once again, will be like charades. But the integrity piece, think about the integrity in your company. Okay, please think about the integrity in your company. Does your company have a nice, strong, stellar reputation? And that honestly matters, and it matters to a lot of people. And then, of course, it's a reputation piece. Thanks, Deb. It's a reputation piece from a standpoint of the integrity part. Do you do what you say you're going to do? Does your product or service perform like people say it's going to perform? So what does that actually look like? So integrity is such a huge piece of business. All right, under your chin. There you go. People are watching, and they certainly are. And so that's the rest of the story. As soon as you realize that people, they do watch. And I actually know that because from a social media standpoint, I see you're still doing that water thing. That always cracks me up. 16 years full-time in this business. I wouldn't do anything but, and I mean that with all my heart. Thank you, Doc. Cheers to you. And so it really is one of those things. I love my company, and I wouldn't have stayed with it this long if I didn't. And if the company didn't have integrity, and I love that piece. Yeah, cool, Delinda Penn, that's for sure. Delinda Lane had her Fun Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women luncheon last week. So Doc and Debbie and I got to see each other in person, as well as Michelle, and we were sending great vibes to Karen. And next thing you know, she's on the call with us today. So it really is very cool how that piece works. But think in terms of integrity. And if your company has been around a while, mine actually celebrates 50 years. I can't believe March of 2024 is our 50th year celebration as an industry leader in water technology. I wouldn't give this up for anything. So please think about what integrity means when it comes to you and certainly your company. All right, now we're going to go to the topic, especially since Doc can actually write. So you can participate part of that time. I love that. Hopefully you'll get your volume back, because I know you've got about 800 calls today. So your computer was probably terrified and went, I got to give up on this one. So let's think about it. Oh my gosh, we need you for this one severely. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. My friends, let's talk about this for a second. All right. People know it as AI. They know it as ChatGPT. That was one of the first ones that came on the scene. That was a big monumental blow up, if you will. No, I'm never doing that. That's creepy. And that's this and that's something. Hang on a second. We talk a lot about tools in your toolbox. Okay. Tools in your toolbox. So before you panic on the AI piece, as far as artificial intelligence, just remember there's lots of different ways to use it. Now, some people, of course, take it, shall we say, a few steps further, and they have AI do all of your posts, all of your comments, all of your responses. Well, that's certainly your choice, and that's a tool in your toolbox. For me, I have used it for icebreaker questions. And I literally say, give me some professional business networking icebreaker questions. They do. Then I say more, please, because that's my DNA. And so then they give me a new list. More, please, more, please, more, please. And now I have opportunity for more and more artificial intelligence generated icebreaker questions. Some of them have been super cool. Now, the good news is for people like me who have been networking for 100 years, a lot of the icebreaker questions artificial intelligence gives me actually are questions that are not only in my book, but that I've used before. So I think that's always pretty cool. It's almost like confirmation of what you're doing. So I love seeing that part. The rest of the story is what happens if you're on a call. And in my case, I go to Asia often, like once a week. And I love that part. And all of a sudden, how would you like to present trivia questions regarding Asia, Asian countries, Asian cuisine, Asian terrain, Asian culture, Asian holidays? You've got lots of different choices. And those trivia questions have been super fun to ask at some of those meetings. So, once again, a tool in my toolbox. Can you Google it? Sure. But quite frankly, minus the ads, especially when you use ChatGPT or some version thereof, you now have a chance to be able to share that with other people, as in copy paste, screenshot it. You can even save it in your own account depending upon how you've got that set up. So, artificial intelligence, if you think of it as a tool in your toolbox, you can take away some of the mystique, certainly some of the fear, and definitely consider, if you haven't already, ChatGPT. As soon as you Google it, you'll come up with the web address that they have on your site, which is great. Some people use Now Site, which is Now AI. Is one of the affiliate marketing programs out there. There's all kinds of things you can do. So please consider, if you haven't already, the artificial intelligence tools in your toolbox if you're doing different questions. What's the best Christmas gift for 2023? I'm not going to tell you, but if you ask ChatGPT, what are they going to say? Then you ask specifically about your topic, your product or service, and you say, how do you feel about? And you type that in. Interesting to see what that comes up. All of a sudden, now you're going to say, I want to post about whatever it is, your product or service, or winter, holidays, winter solstice, December 21st, shortest day of the year, whatever that looks like. See what ChatGPT comes up with. And then you have an opportunity for a poll or a post. Now, what happens if you go to ChatGPT and give me a list of polls for social media related to holiday? Once again, see what that comes up with. Famous board games, popular board games. You've got an opportunity, once again, my friends, to literally use artificial intelligence as a tool. People are afraid of it sometimes. And quite frankly, 100 years ago, we were afraid of computers. What's going to happen if all of a sudden they know you're this and know you're that and know you're something? Well, we've all learned some of that stuff the hard way. Can we hear you yet? Still no? Oh gosh. So all of the different things that come up as far as questions and what you can do with artificial intelligence, it doesn't have to be something to fear. Obviously, you protect yourself against it. You protect your passwords. You protect your account numbers, things like that, of course. And the same thing with ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, things like that. You definitely want to make sure that you are covered as far as security. So don't hesitate. Let's see what that says. I'm to, oh, there you go. I'm talking to StreamYard to help, to the help desk. Is that right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, because I can't imagine, because I know that you're on your computer all day long. So we cannot let your computer go down, that's for sure. But once again, if you haven't used AI yet, just type in a Google search ChatGPT. I promise it'll come up with a web address, a link, if you will. And the rest of the story is you can use it for all kinds of stuff. Perfect holiday gift for 9-year-old, and see what it comes up with. And it always directs you to something else. And of course, in my case, I always say more, please, because I want a bigger list. So I have a bigger selection. So you've got all kinds of tools in your toolbox, and hopefully we've given you a couple more. Once again, thank you for joining us today on Doc and Queenie Facebook Live every single Monday at high noon. And we love the fact that you could join us live or certainly on the replay. Hopefully Doc's audio will be back soon because, like I say, I know that her schedule was ginormous today and even the rest of this week. So hopefully she can get the volume and all that stuff worked out. So the best news is we are thrilled to have you with us. And thank you for all who were able to participate live. But don't hesitate. We love having all of you as part of our community. So put in a Christmas greeting, a holiday greeting, even a picture of your holiday something. If you're a good K-Room person, then put in some fantastic fare that you've created. That's always fun, certainly for me. I live vicariously through you guys. Put your Christmas decorations if you want. Put whatever you'd like in the community section. Like I say, we monitor it as close as possible. So if you do see stuff on there that is inappropriate, definitely send us a text or a message on Messenger, because we will certainly go in and fix it. But we've tried to keep everything open so everyone can post back and forth. So thank you again for joining us. We'll see you one more Monday at high noon Central Time, so that we will actually be together one more time before Christmas. So thank you again for joining us. We're thrilled that you were able to be here, and think about the artificial intelligence part. Think about the integrity piece. Isn't it interesting that the word and the topic were so close together? And so the rest of the story is, honestly, thank you again for being here. Thank you, Doc. We'll see all of you hopefully next Monday, if not before, and post away in the Doc and Queenie community section. Bye for now, my friends. Thank you, Doc. Bye now.